Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. If you're watching this video on the day that it went up, on the 21st of September, then I just want to quickly mention that we have a Friday treat on Dollylocks webshop today. If you order something today, we will put a free set of some colorful wooden dread beads in your order. So check out Dollylocks webshop and see if there's anything that you like. Maybe you need a new dreadlock shampoo, a new aloe medica gel or an oil, or just a pair of earrings or something else from the webshop. So check it out. I'm gonna leave a link to it down below. But this video is going to be a kind of a frequently asked questions video regarding dreadlocks, but I'm also gonna take in some questions that aren't that frequently, but all these questions were given to me by you guys on Instagram. So let's just get started. First question, what do you do with your dreads when you go to bed? So I've just filmed a small clip that I'm gonna put in, but basically what I do is just that I have my dreadlocks loose. I don't put them in a bag or tie them out or anything like that. I think tying them out could cause an irritated scalp. So instead I just like leave them loose. I go to bed, and when I've laid down on my pillow, I just push them up over my head so that they're not gonna be itchy and irritating throughout the night. And that's how I sleep with my dreadlocks, and it's a very easy way to sleep with them. But yeah, I don't know. That's what I do. What is your favorite dread hairstyle? I think it's the one that I have today. It's a hairstyle that I do so often. It's just so easy. I use a big scrunchie normally. I have a big scrunchie that I've sewn myself. Then I just use that, take out my hair, just push it over to the side like that. That's usually what I do. I think this is so easy. It doesn't cause any irritation on my scalp. I think like sometimes a ponytail, because it's gonna hang loose on the back, it's gonna like pull on my scalp. This is just like a really easy, quick, cute hairstyle that I often do. If you'd like for me to do a new cute hairstyle video soon, then comment down below, leave a thumbs up. I did an 8 cute dreadlock hairstyle video years ago, and maybe I should do a new one, so let me know. From 1 to 10, how painful is it actually when you get your dreadlocks made the first days after? Of course it depends on who is gonna create your dreadlocks. It also depends on how sensitive your scalp actually is. Like some people think it's uncomfortable just like brushing your hair if you have some tangles and stuff, and for other people it's not so bad. I am not super sensitive. I don't have a sensitive scalp, so like some people think it's super painful just getting the dreadlocks. Of course it was a bit like uncomfortable, but yeah, the first days after are very, very, very painful. Like, not of course just walking around and like just doing your thing, but if you're touching the scalp where your dreadlocks have been created, it's really, really sore. And so from 1 to 10, if you compare with like giving birth to a child or something, it's not really a comparison that you can do, but it is super painful. You can just like start with 1 and see what you think, but just imagine that in the beginning your dreadlocks have been created so close to your scalp and they're so compact at that time. So they're really like pulling your scalp at that specific area, and therefore it is really painful. I'm not gonna lie. This is a very traditional question that I often get. I want to get dreadlocks, but my parents don't like the idea at all. What should I say to them? Of course I don't know your age, and I don't know how much your parents have a say in you wanting dreadlocks. But I do know that we as individuals should be able to do whatever we want to do. I did not get dreadlocks myself until I was 19, and I think that was also due to the fact that my family and friends were not interested in the hairstyle, and they were not supportive in the way that they did not understand why I would want a hairstyle like that. But if you really feel like you want to get dreadlocks, I think you should sit down, you should get your parents to sit down, and you should have a talk to them about, I always think like this, like, what if you say to them, okay mom and dad, could you imagine me being your age in the future, and then thinking, why did I never get the chance to do those things? Why did I never get the chance to live out my dreams and my ideas? even though that might be a bit silly, why didn't I ever let myself do that? Or why did I never get the chance to do it? Like, try to have your parents understand that this is something that you want to do, and going through life and having something you never managed to do, even though it was a dream of yours, is a lot worse than doing something and then come to regret it at some point. And also that they should let you do you, and they should let you do you even more at the age that you are now, because you are, if you are a young person, of course I don't know, but since your parents have a say in this, I assume that you're a young person. It is now that you have the time in your life to really experiment with who you are and how you want to look. So I would sit down with my parents and try to let them understand that this is something they should let you do. When did you know you wanted dreadlocks for the first time? I have been wanting dreadlocks since the age of 14, or like I've thought the look was so cool since the age of 14. And also as a kid I always loved volume, I loved long hair. I don't know, it's just always been a thing of mine. And then I did it when I turned 19, and I don't know why I suddenly was like, it's time. But that was how it turned out, like 19, and I was like, I know now that it's something that I need to try out for myself. Even though people don't really understand, it's something that I want to try out now before I get too old. And now I'm sitting here like 5 years later. I'm turning 25 next year and I still have dreadlocks. So it was not just a 1 second thought of mine or idea. So yeah, if you have a dream in your mind, if you have something you want to try out for yourself, do it. Do it, do it, do it. How often do you do dread maintenance? Not often enough, let's just say that. Not very often. Who invented dreadlocks? That is a really good question to the person who asked, because nobody invented dreadlocks. Dreadlocks has been found in history all over the world. The Vikings had dreadlocks. As you know, it's very known for the Rastafarian culture. But the first signs of dreadlocks in history, if you try to go as back in history as possible, the first signs of dreadlocks were from Egypt. But nobody invented dreadlocks. We just have to like stop trying to say that, because it just happened all over the world. That you guys know, it's a hairstyle that will eventually happen if you don't brush your hair, even in Caucasian hair texture. So it's not something you invent. But I know that a lot of people try to like force that idea into our heads, but it's not the truth. Do you prefer fake or real hair for dread extensions? I prefer real hair because you can dye it and do so many things with it. You can use a hair straightener or curler to like curl your hair. You can do so much with real hair, where synthetic hair, like, you can't dye and stuff. So I just think if you wanted to feel as real to if it was your own hair as possible, then I would definitely go with real hair extensions. Not really a question, but I've just started having dreads. Do you have any tips? I think I have a video about tips on new dreadlocks. I'm gonna leave my dreadlock playlist under this video. I have a bunch of content on that you can check out. But I would say just quickly, like, rip them apart every time you've been taking a shower so that you don't get Congo dreadlocks. Palm roll with some kind of gel. How do you wash them and how do you care for them? So since this video is gonna go up after I've filmed it, and I'm not gonna go wash my hair just for the sake of the video, I can't really put in a clip of how I wash my hair in this video, but I am thinking of making a video just about that soon. So stay tuned for that. If you subscribe, if you would like to see that. And how I care for them, like I maintain them once in a while. The main products that I use are some kind of dread soap. At the moment I'm using the Simply Calm Dread Bar from RawRoots, and I love my Aloe Manicure Gel from RawRoots. I use that every single day to just palm roll a few dreadlocks with some gel, or to set all of the frizzy loose hair that I might have. I use that every single day. I love the oil from Dollylocks, like shampoo. And then once in a while I use a detox kit, either from RawRoots or from Dollylocks. But I'm gonna leave links and information about that down below if you want to check a look at it. And you can see all of those products in the Wonderlock shop if you need inspiration. But mainly a shampoo and then my Aloe Manica, then nothing can go wrong. Does your neck get sore from the extra weight of the dreadlocks? No. And I did not feel any difference from when I brushed them out to having like loose hair. I was a bit like curious to see if I was gonna feel a difference. I didn't, so no. I'm still confused about cultural appropriation. It's been a long time since I've last said that word. And dreadlocks, what's your opinion? As we just spoke about, nobody invented dreadlocks and the hairstyle does not belong to anyone. It's not like a piece of land, and even pieces of land I find really weird that belongs to someone because it's a part of the earth. But yeah, let's not go into that. I don't feel like you can say that dreadlocks belong to someone or that somebody owns the hairstyle. It's just sick. And also the fact that we just talked about that dreadlocks, the first signs of dreadlocks that has been seen in history are from Egypt. Dreadlocks as a hairstyle does not belong to anyone. And I think the biggest problem here is that there is still fights going on between races and skin colors, that we haven't moved away from that yet. And I believe myself that by making these rules that what certain people can do and some other people can't do, by making those rules, we're just making things worse, and we're never gonna move forward and actually get to a place where we can respect and love each other. So I think I can't say that there isn't anybody out there who are feeling that they're getting hurt by the fact that white people have dreadlocks. But I think it's something that we need to work on in another way than saying that some people are allowed to have dreadlocks and other people aren't due to skin color, because then we just keep moving in the wrong direction, if you understand what I'm saying. So I would say it's horrible that some people might feel like other people are stealing their hairstyle, but it's something that we need to learn to move away from. And yeah, I could talk about this for a long time and it would take up an entire video, so let's move on. Did you find having dreadlocks damaged your hair after brushing them out? Yeah, I would be lying if I said that it didn't. Of course it did in some way. Like my ends or the tips of my hair was pretty damaged, but I'm thinking like this, that it would also be damaged if I had not cut my hair for 5 years, so it might not be that different like that, because it would have been damaged from like not having dreadlocks and then not have cut it. So but yeah, of course there were a month, I think, or maybe just like 2 to 3 weeks where my hair was very big and puffy, and it was like because it had been pushed together like that for so long and it was finally free, it had to get some moisture and it just had to get like calmed down a bit. So that took a few weeks. I can't speak anymore. How thick does your hair have to be to have dreadlocks? I think this is a bit of a difficult question because it all depends on what your expectations are. If you're expecting to have a big mane that's very like voluminous with lots of volume, that might not happen. But I have seen people getting dreadlocks that had very thin hair who then just got maybe 15 dreadlocks because that was what was possible, and they were really happy with that. So it all depends on what you want and what your expectations are. Also, if your hair is really thin, and yeah, you might get some bare spots on your scalp, because when you get dreadlocks you like pull together some hair to make a dread, so you might get some bare spots, and that's also something to consider if your hair is really thin. But I have seen lots of people getting dreadlocks with thin hair and they've been really happy with that, so it is definitely possible. It's all about expectations. What are the best do's and don'ts for people who are thinking about getting dreadlocks? I will leave a link to a video down below about that I made a long time ago, so I don't know how good it is anymore. I still have quite a few questions left, but I feel like this video is long enough by now, so if you would like for me to do another one soon, then leave a thumbs up and comment down below. If you have some questions that I didn't answer that you are very curious about, then also comment down below and I can include them in the next video that I'm gonna do. So yeah, remember the Friday treat, and I'm gonna see you all soon with the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe to my channel if you aren't, and I'm gonna see you all soon. Bye guys!